Hey, sixth graders, we are going to make a map scale that will help you measure distances in Minnesota. Here is the scale, and what I'm going to do is show you how to copy it on paper and extend it so you can measure distances longer than that segment. So first of all, we'll match the 0 to the 0. We'll make marks on each 20-mile increment, and then we'll keep sliding it over. Notice I'm using the segments on the top, not the bottom. The bottom is kilometers, which is a great measurement to use. In this case, though, we're going to use miles. All right, then what I need to do is mark them because with the distance, it is by segments of 20. So I'll go 0, 200, and then 120. Okay, so now I have my map scale, and I'll be able to measure across larger distances of Minnesota. Now in this assignment, you will be measuring to and from Minneapolis. Notice right here, here is our origin for Minneapolis, this little dot. We're going to measure from there to other cities. And according to our assignment, I want you to look for Minneapolis to Rochester, Austin, Mankato, Worthington, Granite Falls, Fargo, and then these cities here. Okay, I'll show you how that works now. Here is something that's really helpful to mark your cities, and that is take a piece of sticky note, maybe cut it in half, and then you'll have part of it sticky, part of it is unsticky. And if you just make like a little triangle with the pointy part being sticky, then you can put that on the city that you're marking. So for Minneapolis, go right there. Notice it's pointing right at the dot. Okay. Then I would make another triangle for the city that you are measuring to. Kind of tricky to pick up. Okay, in this case, our first one is going to be Rochester, and Rochester is located right here. All right, so what I want to do now is put my 0 on Minneapolis, so this location right there, and then I'll swivel my paper till I get to Rochester. Okay, notice Rochester's right down here. See the pink? Okay. Then what I'm going to do is mark a line of where it meets my scale. I'm going to draw a line across. Okay. And then since I'm going from Minneapolis to Rochester, I will write Rochester here. All right. And then we can figure out estimate how far that is. So here's 60. Here's 80, just a little bit shy of 80, halfway between 60 and 80 is 70. So maybe we'd say like 77 or something like that, 78, just say 78 miles from Minneapolis to Rochester. Our next one is Minneapolis to Austin. Okay, did Rochester. Now we're going to do it to Austin, and Austin is right here. Okay, put my map scale down, put the 0 where I'm starting at Minneapolis, and I can even kind of swivel it right there. There's Austin about right here. Make a line going across. Write Austin. Now let's look here. So here is 100, here's 80. It's just a shy past the halfway point between 80 and 100 is 90, so let's just say 91. So I'll draw a line here, right, 91 miles. All right, our next one is Mankato. Mankato is right there. So I will, now just for the ease of using my map scale, I'm going to make Mankato my origin and then have it, the mile marker end up at Minneapolis. So starting at Mankato, Minneapolis is right about there. So then I'll draw a line across. All right, for Mankato, I'm going to write Mankato then. Mankato appears to be between the 60 and 80 mark. Let's just say 70. 70 miles. This is the procedure I would like you to use when you are looking for the rest of these cities. Okay? And as you're doing this, you should notice that the cities will move kind of in this direction. So our next one is Worthington. Worthington is right down here. The trickiest one to find next is Granite Falls. Granite Falls is straight west of the Twin Cities. There it is. So that'll be the next one. Granite Falls, Fargo up this way. Grand Forks a little bit further up this way. Hallock up here. Okay, then we're moving over to International Falls. And then Virginia down this way. And then Duluth here. And then finally back toward the Twin Cities is Stillwater, and Stillwater is right here. All right? So you're going to figure out how many miles these various cities are away from Minneapolis and write that in this column. Now in this column here, part 2, what I want you to do is estimate how far do you think it actually is by road. So if you look at Minneapolis to Mankato, notice if we're starting here, we have to take some roads that sort of curve, right? It's not a perfectly straight route. Okay? So if it's going to have to curve, chances are the distance is going to be just a little bit more. All right? So then what I would say is, I don't know, add, maybe 5 or 10 miles to your estimate. So in straight line it was 70 miles. So let's just say maybe it would be 75 miles, okay, as a reasonable estimate. In this column here, I want you to go to Google and use the directions on the map function and type in Minneapolis to Mankato and find the exact distance. The reason I'm having you do this is to just compare how close or different using a straight line scale is with an estimate and then an actual road distance. All right, everybody, let's get after this assignment and learn about cities and how far away they are from Minneapolis.